Hey guys, so I'm just going to do the midweek review from this week's COT just to see how stuff's played out, what's still potentially going to play out. So as you can see, this report was done on the 14th of August, and just going to flip down to the chart markups then. So we've got Euro AUD on the left. We had this as bullish, and you can see here that we were sitting right in this purple level. Let me just see again if I can zoom in on this a little bit for you guys. There's a danger I go um, too far in, but you can see here that I had the purple area marked up on this, and like I said, the left charts are all dailies, and the right charts, the current ones, are just a 4 hour. It just makes it a bit easier on the eye for me to show you what's happened. So I was saying that I expect that we could see price hold here and just go from there, and you can see that that's exactly what price did. The black dotted line is the break, so this is where we were when I did the charts, and then this is where the market opened on Sunday evening. So, yeah, EURUSD has played out really nicely so far. It's hit what would have been target for this week. So, like I said, that one's already played out. GBP AUD very similar. What I had on GBP AUD is I said we could come up to this first kind of level, retrace back to the purple level. Just zoom out, you can see, and that's what I put here. Come up to this first level, drop down, come up. And if you look at what actual price action did, it did exactly that. So price came straight up from the open, straight into this area, dropped back down to retest the purple, and then we've gone higher from there. And again, you can see the target was this purple level up here. Which is where price currently is sitting. So again, that one's played out really nicely so far this week, and I would say that that's done for this week. AUDCAD, so we're on to the bearish ones now. We only had two. We only had two bullish ones this week. Just zoom out so you can see these arrows. So we had price come down, potentially retest the other side of this weekly level. What we've seen is that price has just dropped straight from where we were, which is what was kind of highlighting. Like I said, price was here when I was doing this, and we've just dropped from there. I was hoping that we'd get a bit of a retest of this level and then another drop, which we haven't seen. So I would say just leave this for this week. I think price will probably come back into this level, retrace towards the end of the week, and we might be able to take another look at AUDCAD for next week as well. So that's played out really nicely so far. AUDCHF then, yes, AUDCHF. So AUDCHF, I had an area marked up a little bit higher, which is where I thought we might come up to. And basically price just dropped straight from the open. So it didn't go. Oh, and actually, I just wanted to apologize on this one because I think I don't know what I was doing, but I think I marked up maybe just on a different time frame than what I normally would have, because that would have been a really ambitious push on this week's move. So I do apologize. I got that slightly wrong. Um, in terms of how far I thought that could push up. I think it's easy in hindsight to say actually where it was a nice area on the weekly, and it's just dropped straight from it, which we had sell on it, and I know a few people have caught sells on that this week. So I apologise for AUDTHF. I think it will make its way up there, but obviously not this week when we had the bearish. So it's probably making its way down to this next weekly support, which is where we thought it was going to come down to. But I just had that higher up push. But yeah, sorry about that one. Um, it has been bearish though, which is good. So AUDJPY, let's have a look at that. AUDJPY. So again, we were up here. I thought price might just tap up into this level, and it basically just dropped straight from the off. What it did then do is it did retrace back up. So you can see I was forecasting come right down to this weekly level, then pull back up to this kind of weekly level, if not this fib area, and then drop from there, which is what we almost saw. Came all the way down, came back up, and then it has retraced. And I've caught this trade here on this week, so that's been a nice trade. If anybody did catch that, it was a nice 3-to-1. So AUD New Zealand, same on this one. I've just caught this one as well. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, on AUD New Zealand then. So I thought it would push a little bit higher. Like I said, it didn't quite make it all the way up there. But we're just watching price action and stuff for intraday trading, and this gave a nice entry. Um, down to this level, which is where I should really have taken this trade to, but it was still a nice little trade if anybody caught that. So again, that one's already played out. It's played out really nicely this week. This is AUD USD. Let's have a look at that. Again, I was kind of just saying we might just drop straight from this fib level where we were currently sitting, and this one I think, yeah, so this didn't quite play out when we looked at last time. However, it's in the area that we had previously marked up. I think we could get see a reaction from this current area. So that's exactly what's happened. The price has just tanked from there as we expected, and it is making its way down to that next level. But again, I would say that this has already played out. Been pretty much spot on this week with the forecast, to be honest. Let's see, EURCAD. I got caught short on EURCAD on Monday. Um, so it did give a nice entry, but basically, if you look at what we're saying on AUDCAD, what I was saying is we've been watching this one for a few weeks now, and it reacted perfectly from the area we had marked up the previous week. I think we could see a little push higher at market open, back in to retest and trap traders before then continuing down. And that's exactly what happened. So I said, price did exactly what we saw the previous week. This is where we were at the open look, and we were right in this orange middle of this consolidation level. And I said, I think we could push back up right into this fib level up here. And that's exactly where price came to, retested and then just tanked from there. I did think what would happen from once it's done that is that we could get that retest on the other side and then drop, but you can see prices retracing. So I would say that one's already played out for this week now as well. So EJ then, let's look at EJ. EJ's been a funny one this week, I think, as well. So let's see. And this one, from memory, I think we had this last week as well, and it didn't really play out last week. It didn't really move last week. So, yes, so this one I thought we could drop, retest, and then drop lower. You can see that it dropped straight from the open. It's come back up. It has retested. And some people may have been going in here and getting trapped there, and you can see prices just making it a little bit higher. So, for me, I would leave this one, I think, for the rest of the week, me personally, but I think what you could be looking at is a reaction somewhere in and around that kind of level, um, for either today or tomorrow, and we might get that little bit of a push back into this middle level, just to bring it back into some kind of consolidation range, because I'm sure it was last week. Yeah, so market open was here last week. Let me just put it on. 5th there. So between the dotted lines, so you can see that price didn't really do anything last week. It was just stuck here. So I think, like I said, it has broken out of that, but it's come straight back up into it. So I think you might get that little tap here and then just finish back at the end of the week, um, going into next week there. So keep an eye on that one. You might be able to get something from it, but for me, it's already made its move lower, and then it has started to retrace. So USD CAD's the next one then for a sell. So USD CAD, again, a really nice trade came up on this. So I said we might push up right up into this fib level. That's exactly what it's done. Pushed up into here. I got caught short on this one on Monday as well, but then it gave another entry later that day, I think it was. Um, and it definitely gave entries yesterday and good opportunities yesterday. So that would have been a really nice trade. I didn't take this one. I was just marking it up to look at it. So that isn't one that I took yesterday. But I am just actually paying attention to this one right now, because you can see it's come back up to retest these highs. And I'm just going to be interested in how we close here, if we can hold in and around this level, because like I said, you can see on the left that I had this area marked up. We came up, we dropped from it, which is great, but it has come back to retest it. And you can see an addition from that previous chart is I've got this key level line marked up there, which is where it's come to today. I've had that on since Monday, I think. So it's interesting that it's held there again. Like I said, I just want to see how that plays out, and if it could come to do another retest up here really, but if not, I'll be looking at how that plays out later this afternoon, I think. So that's USD CAD. I'm a bit unsure at the moment. You can see it's being a bit more bullish probably than we'd have liked. Where were retail sitting? Retail sitting long 75%. Well, they were at the beginning of the week. So again, that's a good indication for us. It might just be trying to trap more retail long. Um, so again, that's why I'd be potentially paying attention to this later today and tomorrow. Let's have a look at UJ then. This is the last one for this week. UJ. Oh, I got stopped out on UJ, so I was in profit during the night, and I would have been at like nearly a 2.5 to 1, I think it was. But my target was set at 3 to 1, and I've got stopped out because it turned round before I woke up. So that's cool, that's fine. But that was quite similar. It came up into the level I was expecting, and it held really nicely and gave entry yesterday. Like I said, it has given a 2 to 1 there if anybody did catch that, but it hasn't given that push away um, like we were expecting, and it looks like it could just be making that bullish push a little bit higher up. So I've got another alert set here to see if it comes up and taps us there. If not, it could be making its way up to that one. So again, I think I'd just be a bit cautious with UJ this week. We just need to see how it holds and plays out really. And keep your eye on it. So I think for this week, pretty much everything's played out how we thought it would. They've just got UJ to keep an eye on, USDCAD, and was it EJ? Yeah, and potentially EJ. You might get some kind of reaction from. But in terms of everything else, I think it's been a really good week in terms of the COT forecast has been pretty spot on this week with where we thought price might be going. So um, happy with it this week. Any questions or anything like that, please let me know, and I'll be happy to answer them as always.